Hello, looks like I'm on. Yes. Hello, can you all hear me? Says I've got 3 people. Right, so great to see you everyone. So I'm coming on this live tonight because, you know, I love doing live so that I can answer some personal questions for you guys. And, you know, while I'm gabbling and I'm telling you a few of my new things that I've got coming on, do think of some questions that you might need to ask me, some burning questions that that made you come onto this live event, because not normally I get quite a small group of people, so that works, so I can answer more questions, you see, and I can give each of you more attention. Obviously more people is great, but it just means I can give less attention to each person. So hi Martin, so somebody can hear me. Thanks for letting me know you can hear me. That's good, because technical problems, you never know, do you? So think up anyone who's online with me now. One concurrent viewer. Hello. Any questions, burning questions that you have a little think about them while I tell you about some things I got going. So, as you may have noticed on my channel, I've uploaded 2 videos, one all about confidence and self-esteem, and one today about abundance and feeling that inner abundance and the scarcity that the system brings upon us. And I'm going to be posting more videos to that effect, because let's say when I'm doing a video on, say, the life path one, it's all very well and good to say you need to improve your confidence, you need to learn to channel ideas from source, but a lot of the time the practicalities of that, people could be unsure. I mean, how does anyone know how to be confident unless they have that guidance to know how to build that confidence within themselves? And say I ask a life path 2 to come up with boundaries, you know, sometimes someone needs a bit more specific advice on that. So my confidence and my abundance video is, you know, part of my many videos that I intend on doing to help you guys really pick out these things that I say in my videos, like build your confidence. Yeah, but how? So I've got a video on confidence, and I've had questions about abundance for, say, my life path 8 videos. They might ask me, well, what really is abundance, you know? And so I've got a video that I posted today that's going to give you a load more information about what abundance really is. And I talk about personal power and things like that. So I'll be bringing forward more videos like that to help you really dig in deeper to what I put in my videos. Who have we got? Mo. Hello, Mo. Mommy Anna. What would you prefer I call you? Is Mo okay? I want to call you a name that you're happy with. Your 37101 life path number. Have you watched any of my videos on the one life path? If not, I can give you a little bit of information about that. Do you know the life path is your purpose? Put a bit more information on there if you can about what you know about numerology, because I don't want to gabble on. But your life path, that life path 37101, but we write it as 371, is what you're developing and working towards. So very much the polarity that you're here to work with as a 37101 is very much the polarity of confidence and being able to bring out your unique ideas to the world. So being able, first and foremost, to learn to channel those unique ideas that come to you from source energy. But from after they come, you can sometimes hold them inside and feel quite embarrassed by them and search for validation from others. And if anyone says, God, you're weird, or your idea is weird, you tend to pack that idea away and think, oh no, that idea is terrible, I'm not going to pass that on. So it's the polarity, the confidence polarity that you're working with very much when you're a 1 and you're an 11. So my post on the confidence, I can't even talk this evening, my confidence post should help you dig in that a little bit deeper on that. And I will be releasing another video on, you know, being able to channel ideas if you're not doing so already. and you have double one in your life path, and you've quite rightly put it the long way, 3710/1, and that shows that you have a double one in your life path. Even though it's normally written in a shortened version, you are quite right to add that 10 within it, because that is very, very relevant. We just tend to write it in the shortened way, which isn't always that useful, I guess. I think maybe sometimes we should put it on the longer way, so it becomes more obvious to people. So leadership as well. When you're a life path 1, how is your leadership? Are you a strong leader? Are you a supportive leader? Or do you struggle to lead at all? Because this is another thing you are working towards. Not only learning to be able to channel information and then be confident enough to express that information, but it's also about your leadership skills as well. Can you confidently share your idea and lead others towards the fruition of that idea? Sometimes that can be very difficult, because the life path 1 is also on the polarity of personal power. For example, the 1 can be extremely tyrannical, but also the 1 can be also very underconfident and hide themselves from the world because they feel their ideas are just not good enough. And you need to find that balance. There's quite a few polarities that the life path 1 needs to deal with, and you're a 371. So you're learning all the basic lessons for the life path 1, but to be the best life path 1 that you can be, you need to use the energy of the 7, which is very much about trusting your inner intuition. Not only learning to listen to the voice within, but to trust it implicitly and follow it, because this will link into your confidence. Real confidence is when you trust your intuition deep in your heart, and the 7 is there to accentuate that. You need to really listen and follow to that intuitive voice within. Then you won't doubt yourself, because when you trust your intuition, other people's opinions about what you're doing, you don't need that kind of validation, because you already know you're doing the right thing, because you've asked your intuition and you trust it. And that is the essence of inner confidence, and that's the 7. So you're working on that intuitive confidence. That's very, very important for you as a 371. And then secondary, important but not quite as important as the 7, is that 3 energy. It's then having that confidence through your intuition to express your ideas and not feel so underconfident that people are going to judge you and be, because people can be horrific towards other people. But when you're reading, coming from a point of intuition, validation will not be needed by you, and your unique ideas that you channel from source will fly from you. I mean, that is the essence of your life path, is to lead and bring your ideas forward with confidence, and that confidence being rooted in your intuition and that voice within. Now, ask me some more questions if I've missed any bits on that. Patches, betches. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Zoe. Good to meet you. Mo, Anna. Hello again. Patches. I'm a life path 7. Hello, Patches or Zoe. I'm going to keep calling you Patches. If I make that mistake, I'm so sorry. You're Zoe. You're a life path 7, just like me, Zoe. Expression 11. Oh, lovely. That'll help with your intuition. Soul urge 11, perfect. And personality 9, you have got a string of spiritual numbers there. What's your birthday number, Zoe? I'm sorry if I keep calling you Patches, please. Zoe. So you're a spiritual life path 7, and that is very much about channeling that intuition, but trusting it. Us 7s, I know, I'm a 7, I'm a 347, and we struggle to trust the world around us, people around us, and ourselves a lot of the time. And it's because we're not listening to the voice within us. That is the biggest problem we have as life path 7s. We tend to overanalyze and think, oh, what if, and analyze to the point where the initial intuition's been lost in your rationalization and thought. I've done it many times in my life, and that failure to trust the voice within you causes you to mistrust not only yourself, but the world and the people around us. Sevens are notorious. I mean, I'm terrible for conspiracy theories, and every seven I know struggles to trust in some way until they start to learn to filter that intuition down. And even then there is some struggle, because that's what a life path 7 has. This struggle tends to be lifelong. We just go along this journey and try and achieve that path as we go. That's all we can do. You know, life is a journey and it's a path. And you are an expression 11, so nothing's going to give you that ability to channel your intuition more than having an expression 11, because that's what the expression 11 is. It's the ability to channel ideas easily. You must have ideas pelting you all the time, new ideas and intuitions all the time, because you naturally channel that. Now what you need to do is listen to that more and trust it and use it as the basis of your decisions, because that's a beautiful line of numbers. Your soul urge is also the 11, so your passion and your talent is the same number, and that's congruent, because what you want to do is the same as what you're good at, and that is spiritual channeling, nurturing leadership, and taking those unique new ideas that you have and expressing them to the world. However, you may have confidence issues because of that double one energy. The one very much deals with confidence issues. So some ones are really overconfident, but most ones, to be honest, are underconfident, and they search and search for opinions and validation from other people. And the 11 especially, I don't know, life path 11s and expression 11s can sometimes be labelled weird. And you know, they may have struggled in their younger life, or maybe even now, to relate to other people, because you are in a way unique and different, because you have the talents of a very advanced soul. So when you were young, you may have struggled to relate to the noise and chaos of being a child, because really you're an old soul in a child's body, and it's the talents, you have the talents of the old soul in a child's body. So I wonder, when you were young, Zoe, did you struggle with not feeling you connected much with being young, and that you felt a little bit older than them, or struggled with your senses? You know, 11s can be very sensitive to their environment. You know, many 11s that I know are either light sensitive or sensitive to the energy around them. There's some kind of sensitivity, or food sensitivities. Do you ever have that? But it's you know, that's something that you will work towards as you develop your 7 and your 11 energy more and more. Personality number 9, again, so people see you as quite the spiritual advisor, because your personality number is the persona that you put across. It's not always the real you, but it's the persona. It's how people see you. That means your personality 9 is that people follow you quite a lot. You're quite you know, people look to you a lot for advice and see you as a bit of a fixer at times. So you've very much got that energy of spirituality and advice. But I guess my question to you is, you can call me Patches or Zoe, thank you, Zoe, is confidence, really. How are you working with your intuition and your confidence? Let me look at this question. Right, life path 257. Okay, I'm a 347, so that just changes the type of 7 that you are, that I can talk about if you want me to. But you've asked me, how do you discern intuition from your analytical thoughts? Right, so your intuition it can come to you in many ways. For me, it will come to me in many ways too. Sometimes I just get this feeling of caution, or this feeling of excitement if it's the other way. And I take note of that and I think, okay, right, let's keep listening. And then I'll listen to the voice within that's talking to me and, you know, telling me, there is a voice there that talks to you, and you just got to listen to it. The feelings you get, the emotions that you get. If you want to learn to really notice your intuition more, it's asking yourself a big question, that's something that you need to make a big decision on. You've got to be 100% honest with yourself. We often push our intuition away because we feel it's not right or it won't be accepted by the world. But you've got to really listen. I mean, it's not as if you're telling anyone. Listen to what your intuitive voice really wants without self-judgment and without thinking about what repercussions might come from it. Excuse me. It's listening to that voice within and honouring it, whether it comes as an emotion, a gut reaction, a feeling. It's that is first. And then what we tend to do is after that gut feeling, we start thinking, yeah, but what if this happens? This is when the rationality can really overstep your intuition. So it's when our brain starts to rationalize the intuition and say, well, that's you stupid, isn't it? You know, even with negative self-talk, you know, your toddler brain starts saying, well, how are you going to achieve that? You know, you might want to do that, but you're never going to have enough money for one, or you're not good enough for another, or this won't work, that won't work. And you start to rationalize, is that really the best thing to do? And that's when you start to push your intuition towards the back burner. I know I'm a 7, I'm terrible for it. I did it throughout my whole young life. Every twang of intuition, I overanalyzed it to death until it was buried under a pile of analysis and rational thought. It's when that energy first hits you and you feel it, and it's before the toddler brain gets a look in. So that time before the toddler brain gets that look in is your intuition. Once the toddler brain has taken over, you are then rationalizing and telling yourself what might be possible and what might not be possible. Okay, I hope I've, not over explained that, and I hope I've explained that clearly. Right, where am I? Where am I? I have a question. Do I look for my career? I think, where am I? I'm going to have to find my way. I'm just going to go up the list here, otherwise I'm going to miss people. So SMH, Yang Steve, shall I call you Steve? Yang, don't mind, it's up to you. I just want to call you by the name you'd like to be called. Hi Katie, what if the life path and expression is the same? Right, this is an amazing question. Right, first of all, I want you to tell me whether are the sub-lessons the same. First of all, this is a very important question. You could have, for example, a life path 371, but you might be an expression number. I can't even think. Oh my God, 371. You might be a life path of different sub-lessons. Where has my brain gone? You might be a 101 life path, for example, so that's what you're working towards, or you might be an expression number 371. So is your life path and expression number exactly the same, or is there some differences in those sub-lessons? Okay, because if there's differences in the sub-lessons, there's many ways to be a life path, And let me go to your life path that you said you were. What if the life path and expression? Oh, you didn't give me a specific life path. Say, for example, you could be a life path. I'm a life path 347, but I could be an expression number 257. So I'm more talented at being a 7 using the 5 and the 2 energy. And I've already mastered that element of the life path. And in this lifetime, I've come back to achieve the 7, but in a slightly different way. I'm doing it with the 4 and the 3, or the 347, but the 4 is most important. So I'm working towards being the best 7 I can be using the 4 and the 3 energy. And the talent I bring with me is the talent with a type 7 with the 5 and the 2 energy. You see, it's just putting the specialisms in. However, when they're exactly the same, this means that you have major swings. So there are some elements of that you're very much a specialist. So there's going to be some elements of your life path when they're exactly the same that that you will have flashes of brilliance, and then you'll swing the other way and be totally the other way. So you tend to be quite you swing along the polarities quite a lot because you're very much specializing on that one path. You've come with skills within that number and weakness within that number that's created an imbalance that you've come here to try and put right. For example, if you're a 101 and you are a life path and an expression 101, you might be excellent at channeling ideas, but you might struggle to bring them to the ground. And you might have excellent independence and balanced independence, but sometimes you might swing towards, in difficult times, you might swing towards being over dependent, and you might swing towards being overly independent to your detriment. And there might be times where you're overconfident and your leadership is almost tyrannical, and other times where you want to crawl under a rock. It's quite, when your life path and your expression is the same, you're working on really digging deep into the parts of that energy that you really struggle with and trying to balance that so it doesn't keep swinging from polarity to polarity. So it's very much a specialism. I haven't done any videos on that because pretty much people haven't asked for it up to now. You're the first person that's actually asked me about that. But it will be something that I will do more videos of, especially if people ask for them. So anyone who's listening who has got the same expression as life path, even if their sub-lessons are different, I can show you the difference between the two and how you can develop from using one to help you achieve the other, because that's the plan anyway, really. Do excuse me while I'm looking through these, and if I miss anyone or get myself all confused. This is why I use PowerPoints, because I'm easily confused. So I answered Zoe about the life path 7, expression 11. Lovely, lovely numbers. Life path and expression is the same. That was the question I just answered. Life path 257, Zoe. Okay, so your specialism in your life path 7 is that 5 energy is the most important. To be the best life path 7 you can be, you're going to be very much about I don't know, can people see me looking? I feel that my screen, I'm looking in the wrong direction here. Am I looking at you all or looking to the right or left? Something's a bit weird with my camera. Okay, maybe it's just a bit of a glitch, never mind. So 257, so the 5 is very much exploring, looking at things, looking at everything around you, experiencing it, learning it, but eventually coming down to a specialism, a focus that you use as a specialism, a professionalism, something that you excel at, something that you've studied to the detail beyond the point of boredom, and something that you know everything and anything about. And then the 2 energy, you use that specialism to build a team and work alongside others to help you be the best life path 7 you can be. So building your intuition and your spirituality using specialism and teamwork. And it's the details of that is very, very, very specific to you. I give you the big picture and you put the details in. That's why I'm doing these extra videos, to try and sort of help people dig that little bit deeper into their life path. 257, Matthew Henry. Hello, Matthew. I have a question. Where on my numerology chart do I look for my career? Right, lovely question. So, comes in 2 parts. If your expression number is your talent. It's what you bring to this lifetime. It's your skills, your abilities. It's encompassing all your skills, and many people tend to go for the careers that fit their expression number. But what I would implore you to do is also look at your life path and your soul urge number, because your life path is your goal for this lifetime. Okay, so there's careers that will help you develop you along your life path. There's careers that are more linked to your talents, your expression number, But you mustn't forget also, if you can merge these all together, your soul urge number, because that's your passion. That is your motivation. You know, if you could be, I mean, you could be amazing at drawing triangles, for example, but if you're not passionate, if you're not interested or motivated in drawing triangles, it won't matter how good you are. And if you are passionate about drawing triangles and you're good at drawing triangles, but your life path is to draw circles, then you're not really using your expression number to help fit your life path. So I guess this is quite a mixed up answer. Your talents will match your expression number for your career, but also look to your motivations, because that is what's going to keep you driven and interested. Make sure that whatever you do links to your soul urge number and has reference and helps you walk your life path. For example, if you're a life path 3, you're learning emotional expression towards others, okay? And then if you're an expression 5, you have the ability to speak and communicate and express yourself with others, okay? And you might not be motivated to do that unless your soul urge number matches that. You could have a soul urge 5 and then you'd be motivated to communicate to achieve your life path. But when, say, you've got an expression number 4, you might find it a bit more difficult to achieve a life path 3, because your talents are not in the realms necessarily of emotional expression. But your soul urge number might help you. If you're motivated to achieve the 3, you'd be more motivated to work on your talent, because talent isn't static. You come here with certain talents, but you know, you can build any ability over time. So you could be motivated to improve your talents to help you achieve your life path. It's a big thing. So when some people ask me about what career shall I do, it's not a cut and dry question, because there's so many factors to be taken in. It's most important that you're walking your life path. Whatever job you do, or even if it's just in your spare time, do things daily that is walking your life path, because that's what you're here to do. And if you can, use the talents you brought with you to help you do that job, and make sure that job links to what makes you feel good inside and helps you feel passionate about your work. No one wants drudgery, and everyone wants to care about their work. And if you can blend your path or your path of development with your talents and your passions and bring that together into a career, then you're on a winner. But it's certainly, it sounds easier than it is, but it just takes some time, some inner work, some research would be good. So look at what you're here to achieve, what you've got to bring with you, and what motivates you, and then see if you can pull that all together and decide which career is going to really push you forward and make best use of your talents and your passions in this incarnation. Where am I now? I look away, the questions all change. I've answered that one. Career 167, life path, Matthew Henry. Yeah, you're very much, it's a karmic debt. So you've very much been the person searching for purpose all the time. And sometimes you can, you know, you've got lots of thoughts and you can make big decisions without telling anyone. And you'll certainly do things that shakes everyone's foundations. Like you'll suddenly decide you're leaving your job, or you'll suddenly decide you're going to knock your house down and rebuild it, or you'll suddenly decide that you're going to leave this relationship and move to Outer Mongolia and start a new life as a cattle herder. And everyone's shocked, because it's like everything you've previously built up to now, your job and your home, and you've got a mortgage and you've got this savings and that savings, and you're building all this around you. And then the 167 can go, hang on, is this my purpose? Should I be doing this? Nah, let's wipe it all out and smash everything I've built and start all over again, which leaves everyone in this like state of shock. It's the 167 is very much about breaking down what you've previously built and feeling that you're following your purpose all the time. But the 167 is very much about building your confidence and your independence, and building a community that you can feel strong around, rather than making decisions and completely changing everything and shaking everyone's foundations, which is very much what the 167 does. I know, I feel that. It's my 167 is my soul urge, and I feel that really strongly, because sometimes I just feel like taking everything I've built and starting again, you know. And I am the type of person that does make big decisions on her own and then suddenly do it, and everyone around her is like, seriously, Kate, what? You know, so the 167 life path is very much about that. I have the same question as Matthew. What was that question? So same really. Look at your life path. If you're looking at what career to have, start with your life path. Look at your talents and your expression number, but keep in mind that soul urge number as well. And if you want to go even deeper, we can do a reading and you can look into your intensifiers and we can really drill it down. But you know, that's up to you how you proceed on that. But you can ask me loads of questions. I'm quite happy to answer. Right, discern intuition with your analytical thoughts. Zoe, I hope that answered your question. Discerning your intuition from your analysis. The intuition comes first and then your analysis moves in and starts questioning it. I call it the toddler brain. And the intuition is the parent that needs to keep the toddler brain in check. No, because the intuition knows it's the right thing to do. And the whys and the wherefores and the difficulties and the details, you've just got to trust source and trust yourself that you're doing the right thing and everything will come together. You know, that's when you're intuitive. Don't let the analysis and the toddler brain take over. You know, that's the difference between the two. Kaylin, I love that name, Kaylin. Can you say hello to Ricky, who has been a VIP member to the Naughty Doggers Club for 6 months? What? I think somebody's come online that is really weird. So we'll forget that bit. I have no idea who that weirdo is. Unless you want to tell me again, we'll just move on from that. Seriously, people get really bored in the evening and they haven't got much better to do. I don't know. Or maybe it's a serious question and I'm just not getting it. I don't know. Yes, Zoe, I lack confidence in myself for sure. Absolutely. And really that confidence has got to come from that intuition within you. You know, you've got to know deep within your soul that you're doing the right thing, saying the right thing, and you know that what you're doing, how you're acting and what you're saying is the right thing to do. That is inner confidence. And then you won't care what people say because you've already trust your intuition. Because your intuition is all that matters. You know, you're trusting that intuition and it gives you that element of inner confidence. I know I'm doing the right thing. It doesn't matter to me that you think I'm weird or that you think I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm following the voice within me and it's never let me down yet. That is inner confidence and that is what you're working towards. So Zoe, work more on listening to that voice within. The more you do that, your life will be enhanced tenfold. You know, listening to that voice within is very, very important. For sevens, ones, well, all of us really, but we all work in intuition a bit more of a focused way depending on what your life path is. Oh, please. Can you say hello to Ricky? Hello, Ricky. I mean, he's saying please now. I mean, this is really weird. I get electric feelings when something is right, but only... Excuse me. I get electric feelings when something is right, but only with certain information. So something has come through to you. And how does that come through to you? You might find that your intuition comes to you in different ways. I mean, it's not just the feeling in your body. Sometimes it's the voice within. Sometimes it's an emotion. You're clearly learning to access that intuition, but you can develop it further. I mean, sometimes I allow my intuition to tell me which way to turn because we have so many road closures in our area and there's so many signs up saying divert this way, divert that way. And sometimes you don't see the roadblock till you're almost on it. So sometimes my intuition will even say, and I've doubted it many times, but I'm learning to follow it. Turn left, Kate. Don't carry straight on. And then sometimes I've just ignored it and gone, well, I don't want to go that way. I think it's easier this way. And I've second guessed myself. And then further down the road, I've had to do a U-turn because it's all blocked off. And if I'd have followed my intuition and turned left in the first place, I'd have been halfway where I need to be by now. So I've even forgotten the question I was answering. But yeah, it's about intuition, most likely. Where are we? I get electric, that's it, electric feelings when something is right, but only with certain information. You can access your information a lot more than you do. I have stronger intuition with certain things than others. But again, it is something you're working towards. So keep focusing on working and developing that intuition and listening more. Be a bit more conscious with it, because we tend to be so wrapped up in the outside world that we forget to go within. And sometimes even when you're walking outside or walking through shops, you can still go within. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? What's the feeling like in this shop? And sort of ask your intuition questions and start linking in to your environment. And that's you learning and training your intuition to be sharper. We all have to practice our talents, right? To make them sharper and sharper. Your voice accent is so, oh, really? Oh, Mo, thank you. Because I get get really insecure because people tell me my voice is really loud, and I get really excitable sometimes. So my voice gets really loud and I get really insecure about that. So Mo, you don't know how much that gets me in my heart for you to say that your voice is so soothing. I've never had anyone say that to me ever. Thank you so much. Oh, I might even cry. And respectable, all in one. I love it. Oh, thank you, Mo. Oh, I just have to collect myself. Thank you so much. You don't know how much I appreciate that. That's helped a bit of an insecurity there that I get a lot with my voice. Because some people can be quite critical, and whereas I teach others not to listen, and I try and teach myself not to listen, just because I teach others not to listen doesn't mean I'm a genius at not listening. Sometimes I'm great and I can just wash it off like water off a duck's back, and sometimes it can really get me. And so Mo, thank you, that was really good of you to say that. Where am I? It's moving upwards. Another question. Hi, Zoe. Do we have a master each life path? Do we have to master each life path before moving on to the next in a linear way? And would 33 be the last? Well, we develop in our own way. So even when you're an early soul, you have abilities and weaknesses, and as you enter each incarnation, you experience things that bring things forward more than others. Like you might come to this next life path with a life path 3 because in a previous lifetime you just really struggled to express yourself to the point where you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve because you couldn't express yourself emotionally, and that really was something that you really wanted to work on. In your next lifetime, you can choose to work on that 3, and then in your next lifetime, you can go to a 7, or you can try a different number. It's not linear. You choose what you want to work on. And there might be some life paths and some things that you find really a lot easier to do than others. So there might be some numbers that you might not have to do a big load of lives in order to achieve it. You could maybe achieve this element of your energy in one life path because it's a strength that you've had since you were a new soul. Or in this lifetime, you might want to do something completely different. So it's not linear. You can be amazing at the 3 energy, and you've already you could achieve the 3 energy really quickly and have a talent in this area, but you might struggle with the other numbers. So you could quite easily work on the 336 master energy before some of the other numbers. However, you have to be quite a high vibrational soul to be able to cope with a master energy. For example, no one's going to let you do a PhD if you haven't studied for the degree yet, because it's going to break you down. It's too much. It will set you up for failure. So when you're going for these life paths, you need to have the potential there. If you're a fairly new soul and you've only had, say, 20, 30 lives or maybe more, and you're still learning quite a lot, you really won't be able to. Your spirit guide won't advise you to work on a master energy until you're ready, because it could be disastrous for you in this lifetime to have something to achieve that your soul really isn't ready to achieve. So it really depends on you, your experiences, the decisions you make, the way you develop. You could develop in some number energies much quicker than others, and there might be other number energies that you're working on lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So it really is original to you, and it certainly is not linear. Definitely not. You don't go from one life path. You know, you're not a new soul if you're a life path 1 and an old soul if you're a 9. I mean, well, you are to a certain extent, because the 9 is quite a developed energy. But say you're not further along the path if you're a 7 and not a 1. You know, it doesn't work that way. We all do it in a different order, depending on our abilities and what we want to achieve in each lifetime. You know, you have a choice, and your abilities will be part of that. It will be part of the decision-making process. So I hope that answers your question, but you can ask me more questions. Oh my goodness, all the questions have gone. I've lost a lot of people. You're looking straight ahead. Oh, thank you, Susan. Great. My camera went a bit glitchy, so I wondered whether it looked like I was looking into the distance. Hello, Duru. We'll be able to join in a little. Oh my God, just came here on time. You're talking about my birthday number, which gave me 167. Hello, yay. How do zeros affect your chart? Right, so the 0, say if you're a 202, so who's asked me that question? Susan. Hello, Susan. So the 0 in your number, say for example, are you a 202 or a 404? What that 0 does, it is enhances the energy of the number that you're talking about. So 40, it enhances the energy of the 4 and the life path 4. So it almost makes that a life path 4 with stronger intensity, of like a life path 4 of a slightly higher vibration. And what that 0 is it brings with it added spiritual ability, intuition, added potential for intuition, added perceptions, just being able to read between the lines that little bit better. It gives you extra perceptiveness and extra ability to connect with source energy, which for a 101 helps the 1, because when you're a 101, you're a raw 101, and that 0 helps you to be that initial channeler, because no life path 1 works so specifically with channeling as the 101, because it enhances that 1 energy for spiritual channeling. So the 0 gives you added spiritual ability, and it enhances the energy of the numbers around it. So it strengthens. It's like an added spiritual power that is added to your numbers when the 0 is present. Okay. Where am I now? What about challenges and their periods? Do they summit? What I do? I'm sorry if some of your questions have scrolled upwards and I missed them. Please write them again. I don't want to miss everyone out, but if I keep scrolling up, I'm never going to catch up. Trying to answer as many people as I can. Where am I? What about challenge and their periods? Do they simultaneously change as pinnacles change, or do they come into action with pinnacles timing but never really go away, like 4 of them staying always? I'm unsure what you mean, so I'll start by the challenges of the periods. Do they simultaneously change as pinnacles? When pinnacles change, it tends to merge in. You know, like when cold goes to summer, it tends to sort of be quite gradual. I mean, there are some times when people go through harsh situations, which brings about a harsh change. But when my pinnacles change from one to the other, it tends to be quite subtle. And I think, oh my goodness, look, you know, you can, and then when you're looking back, or even during it, if you're quite focused on your numbers and your pinnacle changes, you will notice a subtle change as your pinnacle changes. So think of your pinnacle as the background of your picture. It's the weather, okay? Your universal year is little bit further in, so it might be the environment around you, your basic environment. So the pinnacles is the weather, the universal year is the general environment in your area. Your personal year comes a little bit more, it's more about your personal circumstances, and again, it's about being able to use each bit of that to your advantage. So the weather and your general environment and what you need to do need to be brought together. I guess like we do every day. We want to go out for a walk. We look at the weather outside. Does it match? Yeah, we'll go for a walk. You know, it's about merging the two. So it's good when your pinnacle, the background of your picture, can support the universal year, and then more specifically your personal year. And then of course you can even go more specific than that to personal month, personal days. But I tend to use tarot for the everyday stuff because it's more intuitive. Right. Oh, in challenges for periods of cemetery. Francis, hello. Hi, Francis joining from California. Hello from California. It's lovely to have you on, Francis. Life path 33, you're a master energy and an old soul. I don't envy you. That is a really hard path to have. Let's have a look at the rest of your question, Francis. I left my full-time job last month to pursue my life path as a healer and a guide. Francis, you are amazing. Oh, I'm so heartwarmed by that. You know what, any help that I can give you, I love it when people are walking their path. All power to you, Francis. It'll be difficult, things will get in your way, they will. Sometimes your ideals are going to be stamped on, and sometimes people are, you know, it's going to be hard sometimes, but please don't give up. When you're walking your path of the 33, it's certainly not going to be easy, but please stay on it. And if you're feeling like at any time that you want to jump off your path and run for the hills, message me. Send me a personal message and I'll keep you on track, because that is so amazing. Many people don't even begin to achieve their master life path. You know, it's because it's so difficult, and you can't blame people for not achieving a master life path. And when you start walking your path like you are, all power to you, and I know things are going to go well. Keep following your intuition. Don't let your ideals disappoint you. And just keep focused and keep expressing yourself and keep confident and your lovely nurturing self. Keep healing people and improving people's lives just like a typical 33 would. But remember, you're such an energy of service. You know, Francis, you're here to give. But be careful, don't let other people stamp on you. Make sure you keep those boundaries strong. When you're starting to feel tired, or you're starting to feel people are overstepping their boundaries with you, do not feel like a bad person for putting your hands up and saying, no, stop. Your well-being is vitally important, okay? Don't let people overstep the mark with you, okay? And make sure you look after yourself. You're not just serving others, you must look after yourself too, okay? Very important, Francis. It's with Susan Morris. Hello, Susan again. What life path numbers are the most intuitive in a good way? The master numbers, they are old souls. So when you have a life path number of a master energy, you've had many lifetimes, and you've learned many lessons. So you are equipped to learn the double energy of a 1, or the double energy of a 2, or the 3, or some people don't like double 4, double 3, or double 5 as a master number. I would like to talk to a double 5, and I've never had the opportunity to talk to a double 4 or a double 5 to decide for myself whether I think they're a master energy from reading their energy. I suspect they are. Many people say, no, master 33 doesn't exist, nor does 44 or 55. I don't agree with 33. I've spoke to many 33s, and the master energy that you can feel from a 33, they're definitely a master energy. And I would love, if anyone knows a Life Path Master 44 or a Life Path 44-8, I would love to talk to us. It's a very rare life path, but I would love to speak to you about your experience of life, so I can really follow my initial gut feeling that even if you're a 44 or a 55, you're a very highly developed master number. And what that brings you is added spiritual psychic ability. You can feel people around you. You're very empathic, very intuitive. You feel things that other people don't feel when you're a master energy. And intuition comes extremely easy to the master energies, but also to the 9s and the expression 7s, because a life path 7 is working towards intuition, but an expression number 7, the highest vibration of a 7, you are intuitive, and the 9, you are intuitive. But sometimes when you're a life path 7 or 9, you overanalyze and you don't follow your intuition. But when you're an expression 7 or 9, you have the ability in that area. So intuition, I would say definitely the master numbers, the 9, the 7, the 5, very esoteric, intuitive number. Very, very esoteric and intuitive. The 5 loves esoteric subjects. So I would say definitely the 5, the 7, the 9 and the master life paths I would consider the most intuitive of all the life paths. But we all have that ability, you know, but it depends whether you're working with that specifically in this lifetime. If you're a life path 3, you're working on expression. You're not necessarily working on channeling that. You're working on expressing it confidently with the world. And with confidence, you still need a bit of intuition. So it all links back, really. All the life paths need it, but some are better at bringing it forward than others, because confidence is at the core of it. I do talk a lot. Congrats and good luck. Thank you, Mo. Francis, I'm still looking for the strength, will and courage and resources to follow my life path. Come on, Mo. I'll support you in whatever way I can. I'm excited and nervous all at the same time. That is amazing. It's all the same chemical, isn't it? Excitement and fear. But, you know, keep the excitement flowing and stamp on the fear, Mo. Come on, you can do this. Great idea on training intuition. Excited and nervous together is a good feeling. Keep going. Yay. Uplifting and empowering. I lobe you. You lobe me. Or lobe. Francis? Who do you lobe? Love. Sorry, you've changed it to love. Sorry, I had to comment. I do think I'm funny, but I'm not really. I'm really not. Oh, Francis, you're going to make me cry. Don't make me cry, Francis. That is so lovely. No one's ever said that. Okay, thank you, Francis. That's amazing. I love your voice and what you do. Oh, so we just use it as tools. Susan, I want to answer your question. So, Juro, Susan, I want to answer your question a little bit till Katie does. Mainly 11s, 10s, 1s, 2s, if they can get out of their minds. 3s, 5s, 7s are also spiritual. Yeah, pretty much all the life paths, Juro, to a certain extent, really. You have to go into a lot of detail to say in what way they're spiritual and what way they're not. So, Juro's right, it's all different, and there's some that I would attribute to intuition more, but the 11s and 1s, it's more about bringing ideas from source, and intuition can come with it. 2s are very sensitive and intuitive. I forgot that. Sorry, 2s as well. Juro, nice. I forgot about the 2s. How do I forget about the 2s? Very intuitive. Yeah, 2s. 4s can be quite realistic and push away their intuition, even though it's there. We've all got that ability, because 4s are very about the reality and practical business and creating security in the real world. So they're less about the spiritual and more about the building of that security in the real world. 1s are about channeling that channeling the new ideas and bringing those new ideas to bring about change in this world. 2s, very, very intuitive, extremely sensitive. So yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot the 2 there. The 3 can be very intuitive, and they need that intuition to support their confidence so that they're able to express to the world. The 4 needs intuition to support their confidence, to help them build in the world. We all need it to a certain extent. And it's as you'll see in my videos about abundance and confidence, it's everything links back to the soul within you. And the more we can access that and really work with the soul within us and channel and speak to source energy, the better. And it can only enhance our lives. It's just so exciting. I love this subject. Want to answer a question? Yes, Francis, she is with great delivery, not coming off. She doesn't know. Wow, thank you. Go to school for this. Right, I'm getting through. Thank you, Katie. Hi, I'm a life path. Nina, hello, Nina. Nice to speak to you. I'm a life path 11. Oh, I don't envy you, Nina, but an amazing life path. Yes, heart's desire 8. Expression number 3. Super tough. I love it, Nina. Right, so life path 11. I would love to hear a little bit more about your life path 11, because your life path 11 is a very sensitive, very spiritual number, and your expression number is both spiritual and practical. So you have a lot of spiritual there, but you also have the ability to bring what you channel from source energy to the real world. The 11, the life path 11, struggles mostly with, because the life path 11 is pounded with ideas and intense energy. You know, you must find that, Nina, you must find that you feel that sometimes energies hit the idea, and loads of ideas hit you to so much that you're, I'm struggling to express it because the energy's building in me. It's the energy that hits you when you're a life path 11 is intense. And the ideas can be quite overwhelming, to the point where a lot of life path 11s struggle to bring their unique ideas to the real world. Not always because they're not confident enough to do it, but also because they're not focused. These ideas hit them. There's so many of them that they struggle to focus on one idea or a couple of ideas and focusing them on to the point of bringing them to the real world. Where you have a great thing there is your expression number 8, because the expression number 8 is talented at the spiritual, is very intuitive and very talented at drawing from your intuition and consulting source, but also absolutely amazing at bringing that information to the real world. So where is so you're a life path 11. You're here to bring the ideas that you channel, those unique ideas from source energy, to the real world and express them to the real world to bring about change for all involved, to improve the world, to heal people. That's what you're here to do. And you're here to do that with balanced independence and interdependence, working alongside others, and also being a nurturing leader so that you can bring your ideas to fruition. That's very much the path of the 11. And your 8 expression number is going to help you bring those ideas to the real world and create abundance through those ideas. So I've done 2 videos lately, one on confidence, which is going to support your life path 11, and one on abundance and scarcity, which is going to support your expression number 8. So please do watch those 2 videos, because I really feel my intuition is screaming at you that you need to watch those 2 videos, because your 11 and your 8 energy could work so beautifully together, even though they look different. Really, when you look at them on face value, the 8 is practical and the 11 is spiritual. But merge the 2. You can bring those ideas to the real world using your ability to practically bring it to the real world. I think that's amazing when you use it properly. But let me have a look at your other numbers. Where are we here? Heart's desire. Oh yeah, I've got that wrong. So you're motivated with the 8. Sorry about that. I've read that wrong. So your life path 11, bringing those ideas to fruition, to create change. And then expressing that in the world to create change, in their unique ideas that nobody else has had because you've channeled them from source. And then you're motivated, you're passionate about bringing ideas to the ground and creating financial abundance from them. Apologies, I've got that the wrong way round. I didn't read it properly as usual. But your talent in the 3 gives you a great expressiveness. You've got a good bunch of numbers there, because the 11, I can feel your numbers straight away when I get them correct. Your life path 11 is about confidently expressing unique ideas to bring about change in the world. Your talent in the 3 gives you the talent and the confidence and the emotional expression to be able to emotionally express your ideas to the world, to an audience, to anyone that will listen. So you're very talented in the 3 at influencing people and entertaining them and making them, bringing them round to your way of thinking. That's the talent of the 3 energy. So you will be better equipped at bringing your new ideas to the real world because of your expression 3 talent. The talent in the 3 is expressing in the real world, and the 11 needs to bring their ideas to the real world. So you channel the ideas, and the 3 can help you express those ideas in the real world. And then when that is supported with a passion and motivation for creating money and abundance, you can put that into an amazing business, however you want your ideas to flow. You can merge those numbers together and make them work for you. Okay, life path, bring those ideas down to change the world. Use your talent for expression to help you do that, and motivate yourself with your soul urge 8 for creating that abundance and business. Bring those together, and it's going to help you achieve your path and do it with passion and talent and help improve your life. But the specifics of that are down to you, really. I've just given you the big picture that you put your own detail into. Oh, it keeps moving and I lose people. I hope I haven't missed any of you guys out. Makes sense. So he is told, right, I am catching up. I'm getting there. Not coming off question. Yes, Francis is with great. Not studying since 2007. You're welcome. I'm wondering if I'm reading these right. Maybe to expand the question with an exact example. My first challenge, hi Juru, I'm answering your question again. My first challenge number is 0. And then the rest of the 3 challenges are all 1. Okay, you're going to have to tell me what you mean by challenge number, because I'm not sure that's something. All numerologists have different names for different numbers. And if you explain where you got that number, I might be able to tell you what I call it and how I use that, because a lot of numerologists just change the numbers, or they change the way they do things. So tell me, Juru, how did you get to your challenge number there? And I'll probably know what you're talking about. My first pinnacle is ending on July. From the birthday, not with your new year. Good. Yeah. Well, follow your intuition on that. It's difficult for me to do that because my birthday is in the autumn before the change. So, and I know it always, when your personal year changes or your pinnacle changes, it's always gradual, and sometimes it can start a bit before it's going to change. So I never know. My intuition says it's probably your birthday. So I tend to go with that, my birthday. But it tends to merge in anyway whenever it starts. It's more pronounced when your birthday's in the middle of the year. And I really encourage people to really listen to themselves. Do they feel a change round their birthday time? In which case, that is when their pinnacle changes. Because everyone's got a different opinion on it, as for anything. And I'm not going to argue with people. I follow my intuition, and if somebody believes something different, then that's in their reality to believe that. And who am I to tell someone they're wrong anyway? I just listen to your intuition. If something feels right to you, don't listen to anyone. Follow that intuition, okay? Intuition is key. Nina, let's get to the people here, because the first pinnacle is ending in July. I take the system that counts it. There we are. This is where I was. Yep. Yeah, Duro, if you take it from your birthday and you feel that that's the right way, you go for that, hun. A lot of people do, and I think I agree with you. But like I said, everyone's got to follow their own intuition on that. My first pinnacle is in Susan wonders. Yes, I live in a 5 apartment and I keep studying esoteric subjects. Yes, I'm a 5 expression number. Susan, hang on, actually, who was that? Yes, Susan. I'm an expression number 5, and it really matches my 7 life path because I've always been really passionate in the esoteric subjects. The 5 is such a spiritual number, it really is. They love spiritual subjects, which has been amazing to support my life path 7 because I've been interested and passionate. And of course, I've got a soul urge 7 as well, so my numbers quite work well for me, and I try and merge them like I'm trying to get you guys to do and use them all to my advantage. But you know, my expression number 5, that's a good expression number to have with a spiritual number because it makes you able to look at and analyze all those esoteric subjects. So yeah, where am I? I will keep losing my space and spending 10 minutes looking for the next one. Done that one. I love the way you explain all the number. Thank you, Susan. I meant 3 and 5s are intuitive and 7 are, apart from them, more spiritual. Yeah, agreed, Juro. Yeah, actually 5s are clairvoyance. Yeah. Well, I'm a 5 expression number and I've never developed my clairvoyance, and it's always something that I've been interested in doing. And it's funny, I was thinking of actually doing a full-on course and meeting more people and trying to learn to connect with my clairvoyance that little bit more than my knowledge already is. You know, I have a certain amount of knowledge, but I love to go to other teachers and get their input. And I was planning on doing something like that just before coronavirus hit. I'm so glad I didn't book it. Oh, but it's certainly something that I'm going to be wanting to follow through on. I'd love to develop that into more of my energy, more psychic, because at the minute I'm more empathic and intuitive, and I know I have the potential to develop that further. It's just something that, you know, that I will action when this COVID shambles has finally gone from our lives. It will, though. It's a 5 universal year. We're getting towards a lot of change, but more freedom moving forward. You know, it's a slow merging change from the nightmare of the 4 universal year, and the 5 will come into play more, but you will have to deal with a lot of change. We might have to adapt to certain things. So I'm excited, but also sort of a bit what's going to change around the world this year, and there's going to be some big changes happening, and what we've got to do is try and roll with them and try and adapt them to our needs. That's the best thing we can do for these changes that are coming. But you know, the rules are going to start to relax off, and then hopefully we will return to normal, but it might be a slightly different normal. It always is, isn't it? Expand the question with the exact. Who haven't I asked yet? Typical challenge number. It comes to our website. Calculus challenge number this way. From my 18 years of personal experience. Yep, I take the personal years from birthday. Right, Juro. Okay, good. I actually agree with you. I think it was a bit more difficult for me because my birthday is so close to the end of the year. But I do feel I've had some abrupt changes happening to me around my birthday, and it hasn't always, when I think about it, been a slow. Most of the time it's a slow merge, but there have been things that have happened to me right on my birthday. It happened actually in 2019. So I really am inclined to agree with you, Juro, that it does go from your birthday, not from the end of the year. I'm with you there. But I'll always say to anyone, if you feel that it's the end of the year and you intuitively feel it's the end of the year, you go with that because it's intuition that counts. But I confused while writing it up there. Sorry, we were talking about pinnacles already. Haha, not the personals. So back to the question, Juro. I was thinking, will I leave the 0 challenge totally behind when I move on to the second pinnacle? I'm not overly sure what the zero challenge is you're talking about right now. Maybe we can have a one-to-one chat about that and go into a bit more detail about that. Because I'm unsure what you would call that zero challenge number. It's not something I'm familiar with, but it's certainly something I'd like to talk to you about further, and I might be able to recognise it. It might be called something different. When I leave the zero challenge totally behind, and when I move on to the second pinnacle, I'll go on to experience the one challenge, and so on. I'm unsure about that, Juru. We need to chat about that a little bit more. I'm unsure about what you mean by challenge number. Because I know all numerologists sometimes have to use different terminology. I'm going to look into that. I might have, yeah. We are talking about pinnacles already. So back to the question. You know the typical challenge number. I mean, it comes every time in every website or calendar. I don't use the website calculators for numerology, because when you read the serious stuff about numerology, you realise all the flashy lights of some of these websites, they're not always accurate. They're all calculated differently. Some come out with totally different names for things that I've never heard of before, and it's just that a numerologist or someone's renamed something as something totally different. And I've found that when I've looked about and gone to all these different flashy, put your date of birth in and we'll tell you your life path, they all seem to be different, because they're all using different calculation methods to achieve that. So it's always good to look at all the different calculation methods and research more than one site, because they all seem to be different in how and the numbers that they bring up and what they call the numbers. The expression number is sometimes called the destiny number, and I've learned that that's the difference. So if somebody says destiny number, I know what they mean. But there's some numbers that some people say to me that I really have to look into, and then I realise that it's actually something that I call a different name, or something that I use for a different purpose. So I'm going to look into that idea of challenge number. I suspect it's got something to do with adding up the elements of your birthday, but I'm going to look into that, Juru, and we have to discuss that a little bit more, because I know we're going to be meeting up and we need to have a talk about that, because I've got to go to work on Monday, and maybe we can do Monday evening. Let me know, message me, because I am keen for us to communicate. It will be good. Or maybe next week might be easier, but we will get to talk. We definitely need to. I really appreciate. When they move, my eyes just lose it, and I lose what I'm reading. The typical challenge number. I mean, it comes every time in my website or calculator. Yeah, I don't like website calculators. Some of them are so gimmicky, and I think they devalue numerology sometimes. There are some sites out there that I think make a mockery of such an amazing subject. So I tend not to go to the calculators. I tend to do it all myself, and through looking at proper researched information about numerology rather than going to the websites. And it's certainly something I will never do. I think it's so gimmicky. Put your website address in and we'll work it all out for you. Don't like it. It just feels very gimmicky and flashy and unprofessional for me. So it's not something I've really delved into. Susan. I have the zero challenges all through my chart. I want to know, Susan, tell me about those zero challenges. You've really intrigued me on that. Not just one energy. Yep, you're right about the websites, but just an example in order to explain what I mean about challenge number. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Have I missed anybody out with my questions? As I'm going to have a look at the challenge numbers you're talking about, because I think about these challenge numbers. I have a vague recollection that some people call it challenge numbers, but it's the same figures that you use, I think, to work out your pinnacles. Correct me if I'm wrong, Susan and Juru. I've got a vague recollection of challenge numbers in my research from the past. And if I remember rightly, is it adding up elements of your date of birth? And do I do that but call it something else? Because I often do. So yeah, I'm going to look into that. Because Susan has 0 challenges all through her chart. I understand that it's the challenge of all the numbers, not just the one energy. Fascinating. I'm going to look into that. Yep, you're right about the websites. They're just an example in order to explain what I mean about challenge number. Yeah, of course, yeah. Oh, pronounce this name. Minor. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing your name. Welcome, Minor Edwards. Life path number 11. Expression number 1. Heart's desire 6. To explain what I mean. You share your insights. Right, so as I've said, I've just had a little chat with them about the life path number 11. You're a very developed soul. Please tell me if I'm saying your name right. Mayana. You're an old soul, because you've come to this lifetime with a master energy for your life path. So you've lived many previous lives and you have a lot of wisdom and intuition inside you to help from all your previous lifetimes. Now let me get the cursor so I don't keep losing your comment. So life path number 11, here to channel messages, here to channel ideas to help change the world, here to be a leader, but a nurturing leader, and work alongside others productively. The 11 is also here to develop strong relationships, because the life path 11 that I forgot to mention earlier struggles with their connected relationships, pretty much because they've got so much to achieve already in their life. It's hard for them to balance relationships with their own jobs and tasks that they need to achieve in this lifetime. So you're here to channel messages and ideas and be a supportive leader and bring about messages that bring about change in the world. And your expression number brings with it the talent for channeling. So you're talented at channeling ideas, which is going to support your life path 11 to channel ideas and messages. So you've got that talent there. You have the talent to be quite a strong leader when you're in expression number 1. I have got that right, because a minute ago I just had a deep explanation and got then the person's numbers totally and completely wrong. Keeps moving. Where are you? There you are. So yes, expression number 1, heart's desire 6. Right, life path 11, expression number 1, and soul urge or heart's desire 6. So you have the talent in the 1 to channel ideas. You're quite a strong leader. Sometimes you can be too strong, sometimes you can be a bit too independent, and you need to learn to be a bit softer and work with others that little bit more supportively, because your life path 11 is not only here to channel ideas and messages, which your expression number 1 will help with, but the expression number 1 can be quite a strong leader and can sometimes be quite a bit too hard in their leadership. But being a life path 11, you're here to learn to be a bit more of a nurturing leader and have more of a softer side to help you work alongside others. And when I say softer side, I mean maybe a subjective side that helps you consider other people that little bit more and be more of a nurturing leader than a strong leader. Okay, but that's what you're working towards as a life path 11. But you have the talent in the 1 to help you channel those ideas. But when you're a 1 and an 11, you have double the issues with confidence. Now, let me keep your comment in my eye view so I don't lose my place. You're a life path double 1 and an expression number 1. So your biggest issue that you have, minor, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yes, I am pronouncing it right, is your confidence, because you've got a double 1, then a 1 as your 2 major numbers. 1s are 70% of your core. So confidence is going to be a big problem for you. And that is trusting that intuition within you. So work on that confidence, and I've got a video posted about confidence, so really take a look at that and really take in what you need to achieve to create that inner confidence you need to bring your brilliant world-changing ideas to this world with confidence, and not let other people humiliate you or stop you from bringing your amazing ideas and messages to this world, because we need it. We need you to do this. That's why you're here on this earth, to do that. I'm terrible. Mayana. That's why you're here. You're here to help heal people and teach people and develop people with your amazing messages that you channel intuitively, and ideas that you channel from source energy. The 1 will help you do that, and the 11 will help you be more nurturing and more people-centered around that. But confidence is going to be a biggie for you, for a 1 and an 11 together as your 2 major numbers. So you've got to really work at not allowing low confidence to stop you bringing your beautiful ideas to this world. Please don't allow that to happen. Oh, I've got more people. I see your point about websites, but giving these to explain. It keeps moving. Liz 988, hello from Belgium. Hello to you in Belgium. It's great to see you here, Liz. I hope Liz is correct. Let me know if it's wrong. I was wondering if it's normal, that I feel more overall like a 13 than a 4. I know that's a karmic number, so I was wondering if it has anything to do with that. I'm gonna have to read that again. This is normal, but I feel more overall like a 13 than a 4. Okay, so are you saying you feel the elements of the 13 more than you feel the fact that they add up to 4? I hope I've taken that right, and please comment, Liz, if that's wrong and I've completely misread you. I know it's a karmic number. Yes, it is. It's a karmic debt when you're a 134, and you bring that to this lifetime because you've had a previous lifetime where you were, for want of a better word, you were lazy. You didn't take your share of the workload, and you may have had results of things that have gone right in your life, but it wasn't from your hard work that happened. It was because somebody else did it and you took the accolades from that, and you didn't really pull your weight in a previous life, and you may have made difficult decisions or decisions that really wasn't healthy for you or anyone else around you. So in this lifetime you've promised to come back and put it right and take a bigger share of the workload. So it's more about, I guess what you're saying is you feel more like the dynamic 3 and the dynamic 1 rather than the 4. Am I right? Because it is those elements that create the 134 karmic number, because the 3 and the 1 are very, very dynamic. They don't necessarily commit. The 1 notoriously struggles to commit to any one thing, and the 3 as well. So it's about commitment to hard work and moving forward and being more focused on your dynamism and your creativity and wanting to explore and look at new things more than dealing with the security bound aspects of the 4. So I guess what you mean is you feel the dynamism of the 3 and the 1, the new ideas, the expression, the social, the emotional, the heart, but you don't feel that you connect as much with the 4 energy, which is more stoic and more secure and more hard working and more serious. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong there. On my chart, I'm a life path 1 to destiny. Right, so you're a life path 134. Okay, so life path 134, that doesn't surprise me that you feel that you really draw to the 1 and the 3, because the 1 and the 3, when it's working at its worst, can be quite uncommitted, and they don't focus on anything, and they don't commit to anything, and the 3 can be a bit lazy, and the 1 can push work away too. So the 1-3 from that previous life was all about dynamism. You didn't really focus. You didn't take your share of the workload because you didn't want to commit to that place or task or situation. You were very much about exploration and expression and about looking at the new, and you were not about taking your share of the workload. You tend to poo-pooed it, and in this lifetime you're more likely to feel that energy leaking through, but you're feeling that 1-3 energy is part of your challenge, because you know that you need to look at the top end of that 1-3. Okay, so a 3 working at its best is hard working and expressive and always looking out for others and working for others and expressing themselves in order to enhance the emotions and lives of others. And the 1, very unique, bringing ideas, very much about work and achievement and bringing good ideas to this world in order to enhance it. So if you focus on the strong elements of the 3 and the 1, the 4 merges in naturally. That's why the 1 and the 3 are together, because to create the 1 and the 3 at a high vibration, you need the elements of the 4. You need focus, you need a secure foundation, you need to get serious, you need to look at the detail, you need to make procedures and look at the processes and make sure everything's running smoothly. And that's not so dynamic, so you're going to feel that less, because that's what you're working towards. So look towards the higher energies of the 3 first and then the 1, and help it to naturally bring you into the elements of the 4 energy that will come over time. Remember, this is your life path. It's not meant to be easy. And if you do find it difficult, just keep in mind this is part of your life path. So it's not meant to be easy. Okay. So you feel more like a 3 than a 4. Doesn't surprise me. I know that's a karmic number, so I was wondering if that has anything to do with it. Yeah, you really showed the lower elements of the 1 and the 3 in a previous life. And in this lifetime, focus on the top elements, on the positive, most positive elements of that 3 and the 1 in order to help you to develop into that 4. So feeling those 2 numbers is going to help you to develop towards that 4 energy. Remember, it's your path. The 4 is not a number that you will naturally go towards. It's a number you're working towards. So that's why you're focusing more on that 1-3 than you are on your 4. Totally normal. Okay, just look towards the most positive elements of the 3 and the 1 to help you merge into the life path 4 that you're here to be. Matthew Henry, hello, I'm Arik. Arik, am I pronouncing that right? Hello, Arik. Liz again, more insight on my chart. I'm a life path 134, destiny number 11. Okay, so you've got an expression number of intuitive ideas and messages to bring to this lifetime. You've got leadership skills. You've got the talents of a Master 11 energy there. So, but I guess where the expression number 11 is going to help, it's not going to help you to focus, is it? The expression number 11 is great at it's a dynamic number. It's the double 1. 1 is dynamic, double 1 is real dynamic. And they have ideas flying towards them constantly. So I would imagine, Liz, you really struggle to focus. Please tell me that you must struggle to focus. With a 134 and a destiny number 11, you might find often that your head is too in the clouds and you need to bring yourself down to reality in order to bring your ideas to fruition, in order to practically act on the ideas that hit you all the time. Creative dreams, I don't doubt that creativity pours into you, and that must make you feel quite overwhelmed. And sometimes, do you get nervous tension? Do you get any form of anxiety when you feel things are overwhelming you that little bit too much? And then it'd be important then, if that happens to you, for you to learn to sit with your energy and learn to channel your energy and really focus on what you want to achieve in this lifetime, which will take you more towards the practicalities of your 4 life path. And that's to build something great in this world in order to bring security to yourself and those around you. So all these numbers can be used to your advantage. Big creative dreams, yes, and your life path is here about being focused and bringing it to the ground. So your life path is very strongly about focusing on the best ideas that you've got and bringing them to the ground in order to achieve security. You're going to struggle, you're not going to struggle to channel ideas. Oh my Lord, you're not, because you're a destiny number 11 or an expression number 11. But that 4 energy isn't always compatible with the 11, because one's airy-fairy and one's more focused. So you're working away from, keep your airy-fairy, we need airy-fairy, we need channelers, but also develop your focus as well. And then that airy dynamicness of the 11 will feed the dynamicness of the 1 and the 3. And then you can use that and focus it down into practical elements to build in the real world. That is how you're going to bring your numbers together, Liz, to help you. And it won't be easy because the 11, like I said, you can be right there up in the clouds. And, you know, the 4 needs you to focus right down. Matthew Henry, your expression number 358, your birthday, is that you? Matthew, your expression number 358, your birthday number 112, your life path 167, your heart, your birthday 159. Is that you, Matthew, or is that somebody else you're talking to? Are you in expression 58, birthday 112, life path 167? Yeah, I'll wait for you to answer that one. Challenges are derived by subtracting your month from your date of birth. Okay, none of my research has really looked into that much, so I'm going to delve deeper into that. So I've read quite a few, well, loads over the years on numerology, and I'm going to look further into that, Susan. Thank you for that. Subtracting your month from your full date of birth, so you'd be using your day and your year. That's how I would work out a pinnacle. See, that is where the clash is for me, is when you do that, you're adding the day to the year. And to me, that's your, if I remember rightly, that's how you calculate your second or third pinnacle. I always get them mixed up. I'm confused by that. I'm going to look into that. Thank you for that information, Juru. Copy and pasting explanation of challenge number. Knowing your challenge numbers and how they interrelate with your pinnacle is vital. Understand here. Okay, I'll look into that. Always love to learn. So if you can bring anything new to me and I can bring anything new to you, how cool is that? Challenged with the negative or destructive elements of the number while simulating being challenged to step up to the plate and embrace and act upon the positive. Okay. Oh, I'm quite excited to look into that. I don't know why that hasn't appeared in my research more. Hello, Henry. Sorry, I'm so scattered, busy and trying to watch. Yeah, don't ADHD. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm scattered as anything, Matthew. I'm an expression number 5 and a life path 7, and I'm scattered and disorganized, and I always try and do too many things at once. So don't you worry. You're not alone, Matthew Henry. You must subtract numbers here rather than use addition. Yeah, but subtract rather than using addition. I'm going to have to talk to you further about that, Juru, because yeah, I'm quite confused by that. Another funny thing you need to know is there are no negative numbers in numerology, so you can actually subtract. Okay. A larger number from a smaller number. If you subtract 9 from a 2, for instance, 7. If you subtract a 7 from a 3, what you end up is a 4. Absolutely, yeah, I would agree with that if I was doing that kind of calculation. I'm just unsure what you mean by the challenge numbers, and I'll look further into that and see if I can find any research on that. Because I like to base everything I do on research and then feed that through my intuition. So what I intend to do with that, Juru, is have a look at that information that you've told me about and give it a bit of extensive research, look at a few different authors and writers on the subject, and then feed that information through my intuition. And it might be something that I use more of going forward. You know, I consider myself a lifelong learner in numerology. And if somebody brings me a new idea, I will research it and feed it through my intuition and decide if it's something that I want to take more notice of, like a little nuance that I'm missing, you know, and that'd be amazing to enhance my skills in that way. So thank you for that, Juru. And I'm sure we'll get to chat more about that, Juru, when we have our one-to-one chat. I'm so sorry I had to cancel our talk on Monday. I got drafted in, all the schools are opening and it's full steam ahead. For us on Monday. But I've just credit. I've mentioned the source in my info. Felicia Bender. Yeah, yeah. I've heard a little bit about Felicia Bender. Yeah, I've looked a little bit about her stuff. Yeah. I'm his boyfriend. Yes, you are correct. Natalie Thompson, can you confirm? Can you confirm? Hello, Natalie. It's the first time I'm talking to you this evening. I'm glad I've managed to get your question in. Can you confirm that I am a 15-6 life path? Right, so first of all, what I tend to do is start with the year. So I would add the 1 and the 9, get a 10, then the 8, get an 18, add to that the 6, that leaves me 24. Then I put those two numbers together, so 1986 comes to 6, okay? Then I would add the 1 to make a 7, and then 2 and 6 equals 8, so 7 plus 8 is how we get to the 156. So you're adding the 8, which is 2 and 6 added together, with the 1, and with the reduced 6 here of 1986. So I reduce all the three elements before I add them together. 1986 is 6, then you've got January, which is 1, and then 2, 6 is 8. So you're adding 8 plus 1 plus 6, and that's how you get to your 15-6 life path in the reduction method. So yes, Natalie, I agree. You are a 156 life path. Marina, hello. Good to chat to you too. I was born on the 27th of the 3rd. So you do it the other way around, don't you? So that's 27th of March at 3:27 p.m. Wow, really? That is brilliant. I've always wanted to know if there's any, but can never find anything on it. I'm always experiencing synchronicity. Synchronicity is always something to be listened to, definitely. Thank you for your time. Oh, no problem at all. I love this, Marina. And, you know, it's you guys that have got me up to 1,000 subscribers, and I couldn't be more thankful to my subscribers. And I want to do whatever I can to help them, because that's just what I do this for. And maybe one day I'll be able to put enough of my time into it to be able to earn my abundance from it, and then I'll be able to put 100% of my time into my business, which is something I'm working towards. I'm really excited to be working towards. Where am I? I want to answer the last few questions as I come to the last 20 minutes of my live. I don't want to miss anyone out, because I'm in the last 20 minutes here, guys. So if you've got any burning questions, and I hope I can get to you all. So yes, Marina, that 327, born at 327, I've never had that. That is great. I love that. So you're born on the 27th of the 3rd. I always wanted to know if there's, you can never find. No, there isn't much information on that, to be honest. You're the only person that I've ever spoken to that knows the exact minute of their birth. I speculate on my exact minute of my birth, and my mum says, oh, it was about, 20 to 7 in the evening, but I don't know exactly to the minute, Hello, darling, do you want to go out? And my cat's sitting next to me, and I don't know if he wants to go out or whether he just wants to sit with me. Yeah, I don't know about that correlation. I would say it's quite interesting to be born at the same numbers as your actual date of birth, because in the UK we would say the 27th of the 3rd and then the year. So I guess I would still work with your numbers. So your birthday number is 27, which is the 9279. So you can have the elements of the 2 and the 7 in your birthday. And of course, your 3 month would be added to your year to get your life path. But so you can't find any research on people being born at the same time as their date. I've never spoken to someone who was born at the same number rate as their date of birth. And that, I guess, can only enhance the importance of those numbers. I really implore you then, Marina, to really look into the elements of each of these numbers, okay? Look into the 7 and the 2 and how they add up to the 9, and look at the nuances and analyse the differences. Also look at the 3 energy and look how that could be also a part of it. But also look at your full life path, add your whole date of birth together and look at that too, because that is the most important number in your chart. But thank you for that, Marina. I've never had someone, and can't say I could give you loads of information on people that are born with the same number frequency of their time of birth as their date of birth. I think that's incredible. And I think that that can only just enhance the energy of those numbers. You know, it makes those numbers that more important in your path. So really look at all those three numbers, how they're alike, how they're different, and how they might manifest. And please add up your whole date of birth and look at your whole life path number. Okay, and see that how that all interrelates. That would be really interesting to see, especially when looking at your expression number and the other numbers in your chart. It would be fascinating to look at your whole chart, Marina. Matthew Henry. Okay, sorry, I am Eric. Matthew is my boyfriend. Okay, this is Eric's numerology, expression 35-8. Birthday 11-2, life path 167. Very, very spiritual life path, but a life path with a lot of challenge, but massive spiritual development. When you're a life path 167, it's a very, very difficult life path to achieve. And you tend to be quite closed in on yourself, and you're always looking for your purpose. Am I going the right direction? Always analysing your relationships, always analysing your career. Am I doing the right thing? Am I following your purpose, my purpose? And then you're going to have time, and you won't necessarily communicate your thought structures with other people, and you'll just make massive decisions. So if you're married to or related to or have a relationship with a 167, you'll find that they make massive decisions and do big changes in their life, and you're like, what? They haven't even talked to you about it or said to you or asked you your opinion on it. Not that they need your validation, but they haven't even given you any idea that they've ever had this in their mind, and all of a sudden they're doing it now. And it can be quite unsettling for people around you, because you'll just break down everything you've previously built in order to start something new that you feel is more in line with your life path. And that, of course, can be a bit of a struggle for those around you, because they think, well, what's going to happen next? If you can make these big decisions and do something so massive without even talking to me about it, what are you going to do next? And this can cause a lot of challenge and adversity. But that's what you're here to kind of achieve with the 167. You're here to overcome challenge. You're here to overcome the fact that you might break down what you've previously built and having to build it up again, and you know, losing people's trust and then having to build that trust back again. It can be quite a difficult and challenging life path for you to get through. But if you can get through it and really work on it, your spiritual development in this lifetime has the potential to be massive, you know, for a 167. So your boyfriend being a 167, he must make decisions that sometimes makes you go, what, where did that come from? And sometimes that might make you feel a bit unstable at times. You know, he may have done that, may not. But the expression number 358 shows me that he's a very skilled, competent person who knows the secrets of creating money and earning money. So very stable character in that when it comes to practicality and looking after those around him. Very specialised in what he does and quite confident in his expression. So quite a confident, charismatic soul when you're in expression 358. A specialist, but also a communicator, an expresser. Like I said, charismatic, balanced in their personal power, tend to sort of naturally gain people's respect just by the way they express their energy to the world. You know, it's just like an inner confidence and balance in personal power that the 3-5 expression can exude to the world. What else did you say we have here? Birthday number 11-2. So that tags on to your life path 167, which is a very spiritual purpose and spiritual development life path. The birthday number is saying add on to that life path a little bit of channeling from spirit. So it's not just about channeling your intuition. Your birthday number insinuates that it's not just your intuition you should be accessing. It's ideas and messages from the spirit world. Very spiritual numbers, your life path and your birthday. So it's telling me that you in this lifetime, you're looking towards a spiritual path where you're looking towards your intuition, trusting your intuition, and challenging your unique ideas to change the world. That's what you're working towards, more of a spirituality. And your expression 8 gives you that spirituality plus the ability to be practical, so that you can bring your ideas to the real world. So there's always a good way to merge those numbers together in order to bring them to to do good things for you. So yeah, having someone in your life that's a 167 could be a bit challenging at times, and they may make massive decisions without your knowledge. Your boyfriend's passionate about creating financial abundance and getting out there and focusing and creating a business, and he's seen that 459. That's very much quite a what's the word, a rare personality number. He's seen as quite the fixer, he's seen as quite as the spiritual advisor, and that is quite knowledgeable about what he does. So yeah, those numbers are interesting. So life path 167, trusting your intuition and communicating with other people more, so that you're always in line with your intuition, using that ability in your expression 8 to help you bring your intuition to the real world, to help you use it in a more practical level, because everything comes from the intuition. That's all I've gone on about in this live, how everything stems from intuition and confidence and that little root within us that helps us grow a strong tree. And yeah, so you have a very spiritual path in your 7 and your 11. You have the heart's desire, the passion, and the ability to be spiritual and practical. So you could bring any spiritual business that you wanted to this world quite easily. You have the ability and the passion to do so. And people will be drawn to your advice and counsel. So if you were to bring maybe some form of advisory or spiritual advisory or psychic messages and ideas kind of thing, you could merge these numbers together. But remember, the specifics of how you merge all your numbers are totally up to you, and it's totally up to your partner. But yeah, having a partner that's a 167, it must be quite the roller coaster ride, but I bet you love it. That's why you're with them. In numerology chart, a challenge of any type is not the retribution of a vengeful universe. No way. I agree there, Zoe. But a tool provided by nature to help you overcome weaknesses and live your best life. Here, Zoe. Totally down with that. I mean, life is a challenge. We're here to overcome challenges, right? Is an indicator of the friction of one particular chart in my encounter. Would you agree the numbers here correlate with the planet in the houses? Right, let's see if I can find beautiful conversations going on here. I've got to make sure I keep tab on the ones I'm supposed to be answering, the ones I'm just going to read and be interested in. Our talk since then, things can sometimes get this way. I totally understand. Please don't worry. Thank you, Juru. I really want to talk to you. I'm so looking forward to it. So please, your earliest available date, and I will let you know mine. It's going to be better for me in the afternoons now, because I tend to be working from early morning until sort of mid-afternoon and not get home till about 4-ish. So over the next week, 2 weeks, please, let's get a date put in. You know, I'd love to have a chat with you, and you're going to do my Mayan stuff. I can't wait. Susan, I'm curious how if your natal has related to numerology. I love some of these questions, and they're not all directed towards me. That's great. I can read and learn as well. Does anyone have any insights correlating between natal charts and numerology charts? Do you know what? I'm looking at expanding my knowledge a little bit more into natal charts and more astrology and things like that. But I'm so passionate about numerology and the tarot. I never give myself enough time on other subjects. That's another thing on my to-do list. Does anyone have any insights correlating to natal charts? From the US to the time is marked on my birth certificate. Oh wow, it's from the US, so the time is marked on my birth certificate. Wow, it's marked on your birth certificate, your time of birth. Oh, I wish mine was. No, I'm always approximate with my time of birth because, you know, in the UK they don't write it on your birth certificate. So you're lucky if you get your time of birth written down. That's amazing. Prince Oh, Prince. Susan, love. Got it. There you. Katie, please, how compatible is an expression number 718? Wow, I love that. I've never spoken to a 718. Can I call you Prince, or would you prefer me to call you a different name? I love that. I've never spoken to an expression 718 before. With a life path 381. 3811. Wow. Okay, so I'm looking at breaking down your numbers right now. So 718, can't break that down anymore, but we can break the 11 down to a 2. Expression number 8. So when you've got an 8 expression number, you do have a lot of charisma, personal power, skill, focus. The 8 is a great expression number to have. But when I'm looking at the life path 3811, look at that 8. So the life path 3811, as you know, you're here to achieve the 11 life path, and that's channeling messages and ideas, okay? But you do, to be the best life path 11 that you can be, you need to use the energy of the 8 and the energy of the 3. So your first most important step or sub lesson to be the best life path 11 you can be is the 8. And if you look at your expression number, you have the 718 as a really strong ability for you, which is going to be really helpful to help you be the best life path 11 you can be. Because the 8 is, the 11 struggles to bring their unique ideas to the ground. I've said this already in this live. And the 8 is going to help you bring those ideas to the ground so that they're not floating up in the clouds all the time. Remember, we don't always use our talent to its best ability. You know, we might have a lot of talent, but sometimes it's there and we're just not using it. So when you're using your expression 8 talent to its fullest, you have an equal measure of spiritual and practical ability. So you can bring those ideas from the 11 down to earth and actually manifest them in the real world, which is what the 11 is here to do. So that 8 is going to be really useful there. Now, I need to look again at the numbers. I see it's 718. So you're a 718. So your talent in the 8 is that you know the secrets of financial abundance, and you're strong and you're innovative. You're able to achieve with using leadership, your dynamic, innovative ideas, and you follow your intuition really well. You trust yourself and your abilities. You're able to channel ideas and you're able to listen to your intuition in order to be that amazing 8 that manifests financial and good things in this world. But you've got 2 spiritual numbers there that help you achieve a very practical ends, and I can see that that's you bringing your amazing ideas from the clouds of source energy into the real world and actually focusing and manifesting that energy in the real world to help humanity take a step forward. You know, you're here to help us learn and to heal us. So where am I? So yeah, that 8 is going to be really helpful. And the 8 is really talented at expression. You're confident in the way you say things, and that's what you need for your 3 energy. You're here to channel ideas for the 11, which is something that you're going to work hard to do, because, you know, you're very different and very unique when you're an 11. And there's going to be a lot of people that might even poo-poo your ideas and make you feel this big. But you're not going to let that happen. You're still going to bring your ideas to the real world when you're using these numbers to their fullest, because the 8 is confident. The 3 is confidently expressive. So the 3 and the 8 together it needs you to take your unique ideas and, sorry, the cat's clawing, to take your unique world-changing ideas and not only channel them from source energy, but express them and manifest them in the real world. That's what you're here to achieve. And your 718 is going to help you to achieve that, because you bring with you talents of abundance, talents of being able to earn money and really get involved with the real world and learn the secrets of earning money. Use your innovation and your dynamism and your ability to act and learn from your intuition is going to be something that's really going to help enhance your 3811 life path. Channel those ideas, work on meditation more, work on really listening to the ideas that are hitting you and help you to deal with the really strong energy that hits you daily. You're a master number. You must maybe suffer from a bit of nervous tension, a little bit of anxiety if you're not dealing with that energy that is hitting you on a daily basis. Use your 8 talent to help focus you, and do spiritual practice every day to help focus that energy down to something you can manifest in the real world. Most definitely. Right, I'm coming to the last few minutes now, so I'm going to answer as many questions as I can before I collapse. Thank you today to Duru, and I think it was Susan, introduced me to some other elements of numerology that I'm going to look a bit further into that hasn't really come up in my research so far. So I'm going to take a look at that, and we'll certainly discuss that at a later date, because I would love to look into that a little bit more and see if my intuition resonates with that. So thank you to you both for that today. And thank you to you all. You've just been amazing, asking me questions, and some of you have said some beautiful things to me this evening, and I feel touched, extremely touched. I might as well email you before I decide on a certain day. Yes, please, Juro. Can you email me? Because I look at my email much more often than I go onto my Facebook, and I felt at times it's taken me too long to respond to you. So please email. That would be great. I'll get straight back to you then. I'll be able to answer you quicker. Thank you. You can give me some info about my life path 166, my life birth, and keep seeing number 14. Right, who am I going to answer for my last 5 minutes? I'm going to go to the lovely Natalie. I don't know if I've spoken to you yet, Natalie. Really good to see you. Thanks for coming on. I'm on the last 5 minutes, so I'll just answer your question because I hope I've answered everyone else. Please give me a virtual slap if I've missed anyone. I don't mean to. I try and answer everyone that takes the time to come and sit and listen to me, you know, and I want to help as many people as I can. So Natalie, information on my life path 156, my birth number is 2 + 6 + 8, birth number. Is that your birthday number? Can you clarify that for me, please, Natalie? Maybe activate the donation feature next time. I don't know how to do that, Susan. I will. You see, I'm such a a newbie, and I didn't know about the donation feature. I should so do that next time. Yes, I will. Thank you, Susan. Some good ideas you and Jura have given me tonight. Maybe you should do a live and teach me. Yeah. Right, so sorry, I keep digressing. Natalie. So 156. So the 6 is the most important number. And that fundamentally is that you need to reconcile your ideals with the real world. So we can be very idealistic in what we think would be the best for the world, and we try. Sometimes the real world just can't measure up to that, because the world is here to teach us something. And if it was a utopia where everybody was justly treated and nobody suffered at all, then we would be missing out on so many bits of experience, and we wouldn't learn. We need to learn the harsh things as well. Let's just put it that way. The world is meant to be imperfect, because it's that experience of the imperfect world that helps us learn, evolve, and transcend the issues of an imperfect world. And when you're a life path 6, it's important that you how can I put this, that you I'm getting tired, I can't think of my words, that you reconcile your ideals. You're a visionary, so you reconcile your visionary ideals with the real world, with what is really feasible in this world, and reconcile that. And you know, it's all very well, you can be a visionary of the ideal, but you also must keep in mind that that ideal sometimes isn't feasible, and sometimes that ideal isn't going to teach humanity anything. It's there to teach us something. The world is rubbish on purpose to teach us something. So the best way that you can be the best life path 6 you can be, reconciling those ideals you have and focusing on reality, is to look at that 5 energy. Because when you look at the 5 energy, you're looking at a certain subject, idea or task with discipline. And when you study something with such deep discipline, the realities of that are obvious. So you can have as many ideals as you want about how you think something should flow, and you can get quite disappointed at times at why they're not going the way you think they should. But if you really look into the focused detail of any task or passion or specialism, you have to look deep enough to see the reality of the situation, to help you reconcile those ideals with the real reality of the depth of your study. You know, go deep with your research and come to the point where you'll think, well, that ideal might be great, but when I look at this, it makes that ideal a little bit unfeasible, because in reality this needs to happen. That's what you need to do to be the best 6 you can be, is focusing on a topic to the point where the realities of that and the realities of that subject and the environment around it cannot be ignored, that will help you reconcile the ideal and the realism of life, to know what is feasible at this moment and what is not. And then there's a reason for that. The world is a learning curve. You know, we have to experience rubbish things in order to appreciate good things. You can't really experience the amazingness of love until you've experienced the horridity of hate. You know, we need to feel the two, and we need a perpetrator in order to experience being a victim, in order to learn. And unfortunately, these are the harsh realities of our lives. And 6 is a very idealistic, and they want everyone to live in this utopia. But, you know, what you really need to do is look at the real reality. Look at what we really need to learn and how this world really needs to be. And you'll realize that the world is perfectly imperfect. And also, when you have that specialism in the 5, the more you dig down into that specialism, you can then start being creative and innovative within that specialism. Okay, that's the 1 energy. So to be the best 6 you can be, focus on something with discipline to the point of boredom and knowing everything about it, and then start to become very innovative about it. And then that will help you to be the best life path 156 that you can be. Right. Oh, I'm coming towards the end, guys. I'm going to ask that I'm going to log off now. Next time I will activate the donation section. Dear oh me, I'm such a rookie at this, and I will look into next time, because, you know, I would love to be able to do this on a full-time basis. And if I can make even a small amount of money to help me pay some bills, I can focus more and more time. I'll take less and less work from agencies and schools and focus more and more time on my numerology. And that is my passion. That is what I really want to be. So that's something I can work towards. So thank you, Susan. Thank you, Juru, for your amazing ideas and your new insight. Thank you to all the lovely people I've spoken to this evening. Zoe, or Patches. Susan, again, love you. Maria, Juru, love you to bits. Can't wait to talk to you. Natalie, who haven't I mentioned? Anyone I haven't mentioned, I've really enjoyed talking to you this evening. Please keep in touch with me. I will continue doing the lives because I love to do them. And before I go, got Juru sending love to everyone. Thank you, Juru. Love to you. Love to Juru. And love to you all. Love to you, Susan. Thank you both so much. I appreciate that. Natalie, thank you. And I am going to go and have a relax and probably fall asleep. But I'm buzzing. I've loved speaking to you guys this evening. And I can't wait to talk to you guys again. And we'll do another big live session. And I hope you'll be available for that. Please don't hesitate to let me know if there are other times that would be easier for you. Because I tend to do sort of evening weekends. But, you know, if people would prefer me doing other times, please let me know. Because I'm more than happy to vary my time online. Okay, so what I want to say is love to you all, and in all my videos, as I always say, trust the soul within you all the time. It's the basis of everything, your confidence, your intuition, everything. So, I'm coming to the end now. Love, lots of hearts to you all, and I'll be posting my next video soon. Speak to you soon, everyone. Bye bye.